Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And my question of today is, do you think Ripple will win the Ripple v SEC lawsuit? Let me know in the comment section down below. And having said that, make sure you press the like button if you are enjoying the daily crypto news. Today, I have been spending a good while, all right? Trust me, a very good while reading through and watching everything about the Ripple v SEC lawsuit. And I just watched the last video as well from Jeremy Hogan. It says right here, lawyer Jeremy Hogan on the SEC versus Ripple amended complaint, how, why, and what it might mean. All right, so I believe we've talked about most. By the way, here's the little channel link. So go check that out. Legal Briefs is what the name is. Quality stuff. All right, really big props. I love this. This has really helped me out a ton. Because, again, I'm not an attorney. None of this is financial advice. I'm just a random guy on the internet, but I can read, all right? If you guys didn't know that. So he made it very clear what exactly this amended complaint now is, what they've done, and that they've made it a little bit more difficult for no reason. But that's aside, all right? What they basically did at the start here, he's saying, is they changed. Basically, they made an amended complaint, but they didn't put at the top which points they changed, so he had to go and scroll through every single one of them. But basically what it boils down to, I don't know exactly what the screenshot here is they made it a little bit more factual towards Larson and Garlinghouse. Basically, made the complaint a little bit more factual, as they've already said before, the lawyers from Garlinghouse and Larson, that is it the way it is right now? They're probably going to throw it out, and they're still going to try, those lawyers, but right now, because of all these facts, there will most likely be enough to get this going through. Now, a little bit later on, he actually goes to speculate exactly what it doesn't actually matter too much, because it's just a couple of speculational pieces, basically, actually. I'm thinking about it. Doesn't matter, because we've talked about every single one of this. And in the end, he basically talks about the fact that the US system is very much antiquated, because right now it's a very big question of, if a digital transaction pulls through, where exactly does the jurisdiction lie? Because let's say, for example, this is my example here, not his. Let's say, for example, we have a coin centered in the Netherlands, right? So every node is, for example, in the Netherlands, but you are transacting with another person in the United States, right? So you're using this coin that's on the Dutch network in the United States with another person. Does the jurisdiction lie in the Netherlands because it's a completely Dutch thing, or is it the US, right? Or what if you're using an exchange outside of the US? Again, it's a digital thing, so it can be everywhere, but what if the nodes are all around the world then? Where again does it lie then? Because you might argue, okay, the transaction is completely Dutch or it is completely US, and you're going to have to convince over one or the other, right? But that's a thing you can really discuss. What if it's all around the world, though? The nodes are every freaking where? Where does the jurisdiction lie? Especially if you are transacting with a country outside of the US, it becomes really difficult. And he names a specific lawsuit. I don't know the name of it. I'm not going to attempt. I didn't write that thing down, of exactly where it showed that the system was antiquated, but I think we can logically already deduce that it is. He also used a little bit of a word called signter or something like that. I don't know the official word anymore. I wrote it down here, but I'm not sure exactly what I wrote. I'm trying to see if it's on the screen quickly. But no, we cannot find it. We cannot find it. No, too bad. But I'm just going to quickly tell you guys to go watch this if you have nothing to do. Just learn yourself a little bit more about the Ripple SEC lawsuit. It is definitely going to be worth your time, as I think knowing more about this lawsuit can really give you a little bit of a peace of mind, right? Just knowing and understanding exactly what's going on with Ripple. Funny enough, every time I go outside and somebody knows who I am from that perspective, talking about XRP, or just that I know I'm involved with crypto, one of the first things they always ask me is, oh, do you think Ripple's going to win? Literally, that's almost always their point of entry. And I'm always like, well, yeah, I do think so, but it's more important about why, right? And they never ask why. They just think they're going to win, right? Because they want to know what's going to happen to XRP. And I always say, there's a good chance. Right, and the signter, by the way, that he's referring to here, if that's the official name, it basically refers to that they'll go after or at least his point, they'll go after the founders of a project instead of the project itself, sometimes for 3 specific reasons that he names then later on, which I said were not important because, hey, it could be anything. In hindsight, we'll see, but right now we cannot know. It could be to basically, let's say, make their case a little bit stronger, or because it's such a long-lasting issue already that's going to be more difficult to pinpoint down exactly. But once more, you'll find it in this video. Yeah, I was mostly talking about the fact that they always ask me, but there's never really a question of why. They just want to know for their investment because they're involved. And I always think that Ripple might lose on the count of that XRP used to be a security. I don't think it will actually lose on the fact that it is a security right now. I think Ripple might lose on the... No, wait, sorry guys. The signature, one thing I should also add there is that they have to prove, the SEC, that Ripple's people, so Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen, actually knew they were doing something wrong. So they did it with pure intent to do something wrong, to sell a security, and that's also why they want the briefs. That's also why they want the emails, basically, between them. That's why the guy who's suing Ripple wants them, because if Brett Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen knew that their coin could be a security and they're still doing it, that's a bad thing. But what I would like to refer to then is that we have seen a couple of days ago, Chris Larsen still sending money around. And Bitcoin, by the way, above $56,000 is going mad. But yeah, we've seen a little bit ago that Chris Larsen was still sending money around. And I'm also wondering how that works for Jed McCaleb. Because even though you might say, Dusty, he left Ripple so many years ago, he's out of it. Right? But what if he was part of Ripple whilst this all happens? I want you guys to speculate about this in the comment section down below. Jed McCaleb was one of the co-founders, right? You might say he stepped out, Dusty. It doesn't matter. It does. If we are going to talk about anything from 2013 or one of the guys who has a lot of XRP, he is going to be important, right? Shouldn't he be in this lawsuit at one point or another? Because you might say, well, he stepped out because he knew it was a security. He didn't. Otherwise, he still probably wouldn't sell it right now. And you can also not say that they want to crack down on Chris Larsen and Brad Garlinghouse for their XRP holdings, because if you think with la cabeza, if you think with the head here, well, then wouldn't they also crack down on any other big holder of it who has a couple billion, like Jim McCaleb? He has a couple billion XRP. He's a big whale who got it for free for building it. He's one of the co-founders. So shouldn't he be included? And if Ripple wanted to be really sour, couldn't they include him too by saying, why are you going after only us? Okay, you might again add the argument of it's only about 2015 to 2020 or something like that. No, it can't really be. Right? The SEC waited a very long time, but we're talking about literally everything within this time span, literally. Because any argument that you'd like to make about XRP being an unregistered security, I think they would like to take a look at every point since its existence, basically, and compare whether or not it was a security at that point, yes or no. And if at one point it was a security, then I believe in hindsight still that Jed McCaleb should also be found guilty for whatever Chris Larsen and Brad Garlinghouse are guilty of. Because even though he left, he did not forfeit his XRP. He didn't claim it with the authorities to say, hey, this is wrong what they're doing, kind of report them. So he knew that this was going on, and he basically let it happen. Isn't that also worth something then? I'm not trying to say they should sue him right now, lock him up. I'm just saying it's a possibility that some stuff is going to happen like that too. And one thing that the lawyer points out in multiple cases here as well is that probably, most likely, Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen having the most immense amount of stress right now because they're being sued by the freaking government. I understand that. In a different sense, I do believe, looking at all their letters and looking at how they claim everything is working right now, that they're quite comfortable with this position, that they know quite properly where they're going to be heading. And I also don't think there's going to be a lot of jail time. I think it's just going to be a very hefty fine if they are found guilty, unless the whole, I forgot the word again, that one word we just talked about just now, where they're found guilty of knowing that it was a security and still selling. Yeah, then things might change a little bit. But if they knew that, then, they're douchebags, right? So if they knew it was security all along and they did this, they deserve to burn. No other way I can put it. They deserve it. Because if they knew all along that the SEC has already told them for years now, like, hey, you're running a security scam, cut it out, it will sue you. Ripple's like, they just send back via email, like, screw you, come get me, punk. And all of a sudden, a couple years later, after back and forward emails are like, well, we're really going to do it now. It's like, well, come at me. And they do it. Yeah, he's just a douchebag. He deserves to be, losing his money. But as of this point, I'm going to give them the very big benefit of the doubt. And I still believe they cannot really get XRP for being a security right as we speak, mostly on the idea that it's too decentralized. But I think that's also another kind of hit towards the US system where it just isn't properly fixed for digital currencies. And this will be the start of that. At least in my opinion, it will. By the way, are you guys trading crypto today? I have been so busy. Oh my days, all right? Crypto is going mad. 56,000+ Bitcoin means a lot of work, a lot of people asking me stuff, a lot of watching crypto grow because we're almost at 1.05 trillion already as well. Things are moving so ridiculously fast. And think about this one. If you put $100 into XRP at the beginning of 2017, you had $60,000 by the end of that year. Reddins here put a couple of different points here. XRP USD, Ripple United States dollar, January 2016 exchange rate. You just see how little money it freaking was, all right? It was 0.006 per XRP, and some people are claiming it's not profitable. It is 100 times in a couple of years. That is so crazy. You might say, man, Dusty, any coin would have had that. Well, maybe so. Most of these coins would have gotten you the same amount of ROI in that time frame. However, people saying XRP is useless, XRP is stupid, think about that for a little second. Think about how much money you just made in the last couple of years. And I still believe we're the first 1% to really be educated about crypto. Scratch that. Maybe we're the first 0.3% or so of all. Because I believe, let's say, 20% of the world has heard about crypto really. You know, I'm not saying heard about it once, but really maybe looked up one crypto video here and there, like 20% of the world maybe. Maybe a little bit less even. But how many are really into it? Let's say about 5% maybe of the world that's into crypto a little bit. And how many really know about crypto? Like really know about crypto? I'm going to say 1%. And how many are busy with it day to day, like most of us who watch videos every single day or, you know, do stuff with it every day? I'm going to say such a small percentage. It is crazy, guys. Because a lot of what you're seeing right here, a lot of the money you're seeing, a lot of the volume, that's done by a couple of individuals that you can most likely count in one big classroom, all right? One football stadium is most likely going to be enough for 99% of all of this. One football stadium is almost certainly. And again, how many people can fit in there? Let's say at max 50,000 people. That's most likely almost all that you're seeing here. Most of those guys are going to be, for example, let's say the rest is going to attribute to only 0.0001% of everything. The other 99.9 is going to be done by at maximum 50,000 people. I'm going to even say 20,000 maybe. It's just a very small amount of people. Then Ripple's legal team, or at least one of Ripple's guys, also said, as many of you have seen, the SEC filed an amended complaint today. The only legal claim remains, did certain distributions of XRP constitute an investment contract? Disappointing, the SEC needed to try fix their complaint after waiting years to bring it in the first place, which I do agree with. But yeah, Jeremy Hogan explains in the sense that it was going to be thrown out. So they fixed it because, well, they had to come with a little bit more facts like we were talking about a couple days ago. I have some more stuff, but I'm going to keep it at that, I guess, for today. I'm just quickly showing you guys here because I want to see if I had anything for the amended complaint. Bank also said, as a reply to Bowie, who put up the complaint, he said, SEC filed a first amended complaint against Ripple and the individual defendants. I actually talked about the amended itself already a little bit ago, but I'm seeing this one come by a lot as well. SEC called XRP a digital asset security. We all know it's a digital asset anyway. They can't really fight that. It's just a question of exactly what the new name for these things is going to be, because I'm actually thinking sometimes that this might actually really what they want, right? It's a digital asset. Nobody can really claim that it's not. It's literally digital. It runs on nodes. What do you want to call it? It does. But they want to also claim it's a security, so it's going to be interesting. And last one here. Again, we all talked about this one before. SEC called XRP it digital asset security called XRP. What is that? SEC Commission v. Ripple, amended complaint document 46, District Court SD New York, docket number 120, blah, 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 blah. Date filed yesterday. Or is it still today? Let me see quickly. It is the 19th. No, it was yesterday. From at least 2013 through the present, defendants sold over 14.6 billion units of a digital asset security called XRP in return for cash or other consideration worth over $1.38 billion. To fund Ripple's operations and enrich Chris Larson and Brad Garlinghouse, defendants undertook this distribution without, I'm not sure what this would be, their offers and sales of XRP with the registering their offers and sales with the SEC as required by federal security laws, and no exemption from this requirement applied. Very difficult one, huh? But I think they're going to be fine still, all right, regardless of what we're seeing here. The reason I, by the way, waited by making this elaborate video is because I wanted all the facts, right? So the thing is, I don't like to rush into these very important lawsuit parts, purely because I think they are very important to cover properly. And if I'm not sure exactly what I'm saying, I'm not going to do that, right? I don't want to give you a half-assed talk about this amended complaint if I'm not sure what it is about. And me reading it personally, I didn't know too much about what exactly changed. That's why I watched the video, and I can also give you guys a little bit of a better thought about it. But that's also why I waited to see if any more info would come out. And I waited, and all they did was kind of strengthen here with some comments here and there. But no real big news came out in the last couple of hours. So a little bit late to the party, yes. But again, you have something for that as well. And a little bit of a reminder. Money is always there. We can still make a ton of profit, guys. I still am so convinced. But yeah, that was it for today. I can actually go for this article, I guess. Why not? Amazon headquarters, Seattle. Microsoft headquarters, Seattle. Here are some more coincidences. Everything is coming together, I guess. Everything is coming together. That's, again, what DAI is always trying to come back to. Everything is coming together. Gates Foundation to use Ripple Intelligent Tech in mobile payments push. Oh. Everything is coming together. XP Rose also said, oh no, don't show me this when I'm trying to get ready to sleep. I didn't even want to show you. Sometimes I don't even want to. Because it really is going to depend on the lawsuit whether or not this is all really valid. If you check back and take a look at who Ripple has met with and who Brad Garlinghouse has talked with and what conferences they are, don't you sometimes also consider that this couldn't have all happened had they been so uncertain of everything? But then in a different sense, I always think like, yeah, well, some scams, they come, how do you say that? They come after, no, they notice it a couple years later, right? They're like, oh, damn, because this guy here is in this list. Do you really think that the SEC would have just let him stay there, talk with some of the most important heads of this world? Nah, I really can't get it in my head, but maybe I'm skewed because I like XRP a lot. By the way, a lot of people are saying don't cover it too much. Man, I like XRP. I'm going to cover it every single day if I want to. And also, guys, I'm going to say it once more. There are freaking a ton of scams in the comment section down below, all right? I have a full team dedicated to taking them out, all those ChemDustWC comments, but I will never ask you for money. I will never ask you to text a number. I will never tell you I know a financial advisor, nothing like that, all right? If I were to ever do that, I would definitely tell you in a video. So don't think I'm in the comment section, because the chance of me replying in there is very small to not confuse all these people for the real me. I sometimes do heart comments, that is me, but the comments, just check the channel of the guy commenting if it's DustyBC, all right? Just to make sure. But most likely it is not me, so be careful of those.